isn't her enemy, but this young male carries a deadly secret within his genes. This is Burnt Ebony's son, her unknown half-brother, and this is their first meeting. If she encourages him now, it will change her life and possibly alter the outcome of a long line of female hierarchy that only she carries. But something just isn't right, and she bolts. Time is her best defense. At Mombo, males wander 40 miles or more across a dozen female territories. The scale and space is in itself a safeguard against incest. Perhaps, by the time she is ready for a mate, he will be long gone in search of conquests afar. One last rite of passage remains for Lakedima. No leopard has genuinely come of age until they have killed an impala. From the beginning, her mother was an excellent huntress and a good teacher. When Lakedima was just 4 months old, her mother was already passing on that legacy. Even then, for this step-by-step hunting education, impala was the prey of choice. It was a vitally important introduction. She could learn a lot from a dead animal, relying on her play instincts to pounce and attack. But it was only with a live animal that she was going to refine that and see a real example of what it means to hunt. She had a diligent tutor. This would cement the foundations of all her hunting skills, and she tasted the slightly tangy fragrance of fresh impala in her mouth for the first time. The cub was still much too enthralled with the newness of it all, but something within her was starting to reveal itself. Lakedima was beginning to understand the chase, even the catch. She recognized that something else was needed, but her mother wasn't helping her understand. It was a confusing and hard lesson to learn. Those first moments of innocent understanding are exquisite. The beauty of innocence is in its total acceptance of life and death in equal measure. The cub's apparent harshness is no more than the continuation of a process that has been going on since leopards first evolved 3.5 million years ago, a process that builds predators. Something triggered inside. The chase and the catch were merely prelude to the kill. 3 years of practice have deposited her here now, watching a male impala, her biggest challenge yet. This will be her final test. Coming of age ends here. This is where she earns her birthright. Eyes like honey, but with lethal intent. Teeth honed for the kill. She is as supple as silk. A magical coat of fur turns her invisible. caution her movement as she floats closer to her prey. She is focused now, a product of her instincts, her experience, and her intelligence. She is ready, the genetic pinnacle of millions of years. She has done it. She can survive now, thrive anywhere, a living ghost of the forest. She is a leopardess at last. Her mother again, haunting the forest with her calls. It is not over. Lacedaemon has to approach. Even though she knows it is dangerous, she must confront her mother now. She must either mend the rift or fight her own mother for space. If she's forced to leave, she will be cast adrift in a sea of unfamiliarity to find her own territory. But as the only cub of her mother, her legacy is to stay. Just beyond the ebony forest where she herself was born, Lacedaemon sees her mother. It is a fitting arena for this final confrontation. Then her mother uses that special call of hers again, a disarming call for Lacedaemon. It's been a secret message between them since she was 8 days old. It makes her hesitate. This isn't the aggression she anticipated. And then she knows. This secret call is not hers anymore. After all this time, 2 new cubs. This changes everything. Sees her one grown cub in the distance while nursing her new legacy. There is no animosity in her eyes, just silent acceptance of that cycle having been completed. Lacedaemon is no longer the inheritor. There are others more important to her mother now. Perhaps it's time for Lacedaemon to move away. Finally time to create her own legacy. We admire them, we fear them. They are our wild side, the hunter's spirit of our dreams. We share an ancient past with these great cats that we are now so determined to extinguish. And yet, like the reflection in those amber eyes, our fates are linked. If those eyes close on us forever, the world will be a sadder and less wondrous place until we too suffer their fate.